Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Magic Pengel. As we currently do not have our own doodle book, we will have to borrow Zoe's.
Hey!
Yep. To actually talk a little bit more about doodling here, with the doodle book, you're able to access skills, see the doodles that you have available and everything. Your 3D interface, and in between episodes I did grind a bit for colors. Not much though, because I lost a lot of the fights. Every time you win a fight you get some color. But there are, at the moment, not much able to be done for the fine detail work, considering we are stuck with one type of brush. And while I know that it's difficult, but there are ways, like you see the flashing dot there. I selected there, and for certain parts you can select an origin point but draw it elsewhere. So where it's connected is in an entirely different place. This essentially allows you to have things kind of float off the body. It's useful, but at the moment don't really have much in the way of selection. But as you can also see, well, not really at the moment, but the colors that are available to you will actually determine what your characteristics are for your doodle. If you end up having a lot of colors that use more the red tints and basically the red side of things, it will then become power type. And there are shortcuts on the controller that will cause you to undo things immediately. See, while there is no invisible ink, that is clearly nowhere near connected to the body, but it will still function properly. And because we set and used a lot of red and green, which green is made from mixing red and... I'm bad with colors. But by mixing the colors and using the ones that are actually made from the mix of colors, it will be more predetermined towards a certain side and type of fighting. So with the large amount of red we used, it is going to be a strength type compared to our magic type, because we use more blue in it. And there is a limit to the number of arms that you can put on an object or doodle, along with all the other body parts. If I remember right, it's 6. So yes, you can make a Gilgamesh. It will just take you a while. And if you end up going back over your line at any point in time, as you just saw, you will cut back. I really need to grind more colors. I'll be doing that basically in between each episode. I will basically be pounding against a wall of color and see what falls out. You're also able to, on your doodles, you can delete, undo, but whatever you do, do not delete your doodle. Do not use that ever. You can rename your doodle, which is nice and fine. If you delete your doodle, you will lose the doodle entirely. You won't gain any of the colors back, if I remember correctly, and you lose all the experience from it. But now that we have two doodles, and the current format for the kingdom fights are 2-on-2, let us go fight Dinka.
Do you want to enter?
Now, as you can see, Dinka is the one that uses the attack type for his, instead of using a balance between all three or anything of that nature. So, we should have the advantage with our magic type if we can get
Look, here comes that sissy new
the first hit in. And when you actually have multiple doodles, you get to select the order that you send them out in.
Go!
They each get assigned to a button, you press the button, and out they pop. And we should have expected that.
Super vegetable power!
But now, we're in a bad position. This is because no matter what we would do, we are currently going to only be able to match his attacks. And that is because we messed up at the start.
Doodle power, let's go!
If we had successfully predicted he was going to use block, we could have just started a rotation around in a circle and been decent enough the entire time. Instead, our advantage is entirely lost because of it.
Yeah, I'm the best!
And now that we actually have multiple part doodle fights where we have multiple doodles, you can see that when one doodle falls, the other one will get placed in, and your opponent's at a massive disadvantage because they can, at that point,
Doodle power, let's
whatever the last skill they used is still locked. Compared to you having all three skills available.
come back here!
So thinking about the regulations and everything upon the doodles and all, it is kind of surprising that, one, Zoe has a doodle book, but does not
Super
have a Pengel.
power! Whatever.
Which is odd to say the least. Because doodle books are only useful for those that have a Pengel so they can draw on them and have their things come alive. And we now can almost draw an entire person. And now we have our own doodle book, so we do not have to rely on Zoe's. We still have to go back to the house area, but we can now draw when we feel like it there. And I did not mention this when the doodle book was originally shown, but you can only have 6 doodles on you at one point in time. This does not mean that you're limited to 6 doodles. Just that those that you currently have active can only be 6. Because now, towards the end of this episode, we will end up seeing the actual extra stuff for what we can do at the house. And one thing I didn't really touch on, but the duel system that you can do basically anybody in town. It is done at the Seaside Arena and is used at whatever format the Seaside Arena currently would have. They, much like the Kingdom tournament area, has their own rule set and everything.
Hey! What's up?
Well,
Seeing that some Kingdom thugs apparently have gone by, let us go back to the Seaside area.
Kingdom Law, Article 9. Criminals can, at any time, be deprived of both their rights and property.
I don't think so.
Huh. What does criminal mean?
You can give me a hand. Help me carry this. Don't look at it. Just hold it down. A perfect fit.
Zoe, what did the words on the sign mean?
Let's see. It said, please use this sign to fix your home.
Really? If we had more of these signs, we could build a mansion!
Hey, we're friends now. So why the sad face? Is something wrong? 2 meals a day, a place to sleep, and you can practice dueling with Taro. That's a pretty good deal, huh? Together, we can collect gems and buy back the land. You'll help us, right?
Well, it seems that they're living on land that's not their own, which means we're living on land that's not our own. That's not good. Considering if you lose in the tournament fight, you just get a chance to do it again. We honestly don't lose anything. And with our ability to add legs, let's put some ridiculous legs on our doodles here. Unfortunately, the chance to get different thicknesses for our brush is not going to come for a bit. We have to wait for the proper person to be in town, and we have to have gold gems, which means we have to get a lot of colors, trade them for gold, which the exchange rate on that is pretty bad. And then purchase the different thicknesses available. Because right now I think we have the third thickest brush. Because I know there's thin, super thin. This should be medium or thick. But now that we've made our doodles horrifying to look at, we shall turn the wrong way to the house. I should have did this in the opposite order than what I did. I should have edited the house, then saved. Instead of editing the house, saving, editing, and then saving again. This, store and transfer doodles. This allows you to take your doodles and more or less Pokemon storage them. If you still want to keep your doodles, you shove them in there. What? With that, that should be, yep, that should be it. I will see you all next time for more drawing and more intrigue.